I've learned over and over that one of the worst reasons to start a business is probably also the most common one. And, most people don't figure that out until it's already cost them everything. Look, I've been in digital marketing now for 20 years, and 11 of those has been running my own agency, Arcane Marketing. And before that, I spent 9 years working at someone else's agency, learning everything I could before deciding to bet on myself. Safe to say that I have had the chance to see a lot of people get into business, and many for some of the wrong reasons. And you know what the most common one is? There's money in that market. And that's it. That's the whole plan they had to start with. Good old margin chasing. It works great until it doesn't. Another reason that I often see is, and it's really common, but I worked for this guy and he ran a terrible business and I can do so much better. You know what? Maybe you can, but what that person usually forgets to check on is the market actually missing what you have to offer? Or are you just showing up in an already crowded space? I have been quoted often in saying, see a need, fill a need, which is the whole game. It's not see a margin and chase a margin. Because here's the irony. The people who get in purely for the money are usually the ones who end up making the least amount of it. In 20 years in this industry, here's what I think I've learned for certain. There's no hack. There's no shortcut. There's no silver bullet. I know, and nobody wants to hear that. But the people who win are the ones who actually do the work. And I'm not talking about managers. I'm talking about leaders, the people who just lead from the front, doing everything they ask of the people around them. It's safe to say that Arcane Marketing is where it is today because of thousands of hard lessons. Not in spite of them. We learned we can't serve everyone, and not everyone's a good client for us. And honestly, I think that figuring out that lesson was probably one of the best things that ever happened to us. It's not a failure story at all. It's just how it actually works. There's a reward in entrepreneurship that doesn't show up on day one or even year one. It shows up after you've done the work. And most people are not willing to do that. So think about this before you start. Maybe answer an honest question. Are you getting into business to fill a real need? Or are you here just because it looked easier than it is? Because one of those builds something real and the other one just gets expensive. Sometimes really expensive. If any of this is hitting home for you, I invite you to follow along. I've got a lot more musings where that came from.